Hi friends, welcome to World Explorer. Today we are discussing about noise pollution. Sound, it's an alteration of pressure that propagates through an elastic medium such as air and produces auditory sensation. Then what is noise? Noise is an unwanted sound, for example road traffic sound. So noise is a unwanted sound at unwanted time and which is causing irritation to us. Exposure to excess noise is harmful. Harmful levels of noise pollution or sound pollution. Loud sounds damage the sensitive structures of the ear and can cause hearing. So these are the sound properties. Usually sound is measured in decibels for loudness and frequency as a hertz. Human ear can detect 20 to 22,000 hertz, that is infraaudible and ultrasonic ranges. Dogs can hear what humans can't hear, means they can even hear the less frequency than this. And when we are talking in normal conversation, the loudness will be 60 to 65 decibels. When we are whispering, it's 20 to 30 decibels. And if it is a heavy street traffic, it is 60 to 80 decibels. If it is boiler factor, it's 120 decibels. And the maximum recommended level is 85 decibels. Effect of noise. So 0 is the threshold of audibility. If it is 120 decibels, it is a pain threshold. And if it is 190, it can cause major permanent damage to the ear. And different types of noises we hear every day in our daily life. Continuous noise, example fan. Intermittent noise, alarm. Impulsive noise. Sound usually measured in LEQ, that is uniform value of sound pressure level, which over a given time will produce the same effect as produced by the fluctuating sound pressure levels over the same time. So who is at risk? Sounds greater than 80 decibels is a noise. So when we are going to music concerts, fireworks, or sporting events, noisy toys, video games, loud music on earphones, these are all the persons who is at risk for noise pollution. Common noises which we hear daily are busy city traffic, trains, aeroplane. So here traffic is the major source, and second thing is chainsaw, emergency siren, fireworks, hair dryer, jet plane, music player, tractor, washing machine, television. So these are all the common noises which we hear. What does it affect our health? Yes, it causes stress, anxiety, depression, high blood pressure, sleep disturbances, annoyance, and even it has effect on cognitive development in the children, and it is a cause of heart diseases, ischemic heart diseases, stroke, hypertension, and sometimes these heart diseases may even lead to premature death, and even it affects the mental health of the person. So how to minimize the noise pollution? First thing is lower the sound levels of TV and music, turn off TV when not in use, check manufacturer's noise emission labels. If workplace has excess noise, use headphones, earmuffs, headphones if possible. Plant trees to create noise buffers. Meditate, relax in a quiet environment. Some few concepts we are going to see. Here the majority of concepts I have taken from the European, so under WHO. So PCA is Pollution Controlling Agency, NSE noise area classification, decibels, L10 is 10% or 6 minutes of an hour, L50 is 50% or 30 minutes of an hour. Means how much time we are going to expose to the sound, that is L10. Human perception of sound. Qualitative, whether is it pleasant, like light music, is it annoying? If it is a very loud music, it can even create aggressiveness in us. And quantitative, as we have seen already, it is measured in the decibels. So changes in the loudness. What we can hear is 3 decibels we can notice, but 5 decibels we can clearly notice. So if there is 10 decibels, we can hear twice the loud as a 5 decibels. So here it is, plus or minus 1 decibel not noticeable. If it is 3 decibels plus or minus, it is a threshold of perception. Plus or minus 5 decibels, noticeable changes. Plus or minus 10 decibels, we can hear twice as loud. Plus or minus 20 decibels, we can hear 4 times as sound propagation. There are different types of sound propagation, that is point source propagation and line source propagation. Point source we can see in factory, sound emits in a sphere, means it will be emitting the sound in a circle manner. And if it is a line source, busy highway, this is in the shape of cylinder. So distance attenuation. Distance attenuation means over a distance, when we are going away from the source of sound, the perception of sound becomes quieter. For example, if we are at 50 feet distance from a line source, it is 70 decibels, but when we are at 100 feet, it will be 67 decibels, and when we are at 200 feet, it is 64 decibels in line source. And if it is a point source, it is 70 decibels at 50 feet, 100 feet we have 64 decibels, and 200 feet it is 58 decibels. This is for example purpose only. We have to protect our children because children have very sensitive structures. They don't allow children to play near the highways. Don't allow children to use headphones when volume is high. Environmental noise, it's a public health problem. In 1999, WHO published guidelines for community noise. European Directive 25 June 2002. This defines environmental noise as unwanted or harmful outdoor sound created by human activities, including noise from road traffic, railway traffic, airports and industrial sites. Health effects are growing concerns of both general public and policymakers in the Europe. In 2009, WHO published night noise guidelines for Europe. An annual average night exposure not exceeding 40 decibel outdoors is recommended in the guidelines. Health inequality and vulnerable groups. Worse for some subgroups than others. Lower housing prices near the noisy roads can help control the noise level. Additional burdens on potential vulnerable subgroups such as older people and lower socioeconomic groups. In the Europe, they have very well adapted to this noise pollution concepts based on the guidelines of WHO. They have a strategic noise maps, action plans. They have good practice of risk assessment. These can be readily applied to local and national levels, burden of disease study. Europe 2020 for a healthier EU. Relevance of active transport, example walking and cycling. So this has a double benefit. It even improves the health of a person and also it has a environmental impact, economic impact. And majority of the cities like Copenhagen, Denmark, Groningen, Netherlands, Bologna, Italy, they have successfully proven this concept. So what should be the master plan? A reduction of noise and air pollution, improvements in urban scape, that is we are planting the trees beside the roads, carbon reduction automatically happens, and it improves the mental health and well-being of a person. And even if there is a less sound, we can improve the tourism, increasing spend of shoppers in a particular zone. For example, if you are allowing only walking and cycling in that area, many of the people will come there for the peace or to avoid the effects of sound pollution, decrease road traffic casualties, and it also reduces socio-economic inequality. So effect of noise on human beings. Tinnitus, it is the sensation of sound in the absence of external sound source, what we also call as ringing in the ear. Usually 50 to 90% patients with chronic noise trauma report the tinnitus. It even causes sleep disturbances, cognitive effect, anxiety, psychological distress, depression, communication problems, frustration, irritability, tension, inability to work, and reduced efficiency and restricted participation in social. Annoyance. Environmental noise is not just cause of nuisance but also concern for public health and the environment. Traffic related noise. At least 1 million healthy life years are lost every year from traffic related noise in the Western European countries, including European member states. Sleep disturbance and annoyance related traffic noise is common in Europe. So in the Europe, 40% population exposed to road traffic noise greater than 55 decibels daytime. Majority people live in the zones which do not ensure acoustical comfort to residents. At night, if greater than 30% are exposed to equivalent sound pressure levels exceeding 55 decibels, which is disturbing to the. So environmental noise guidelines in the European region right now are reduce exposure to noise while conserving the quiet areas, promote interventions to reduce exposure to noise and improve health, coordinate approaches to control noise sources and other environmental health risks, inform and involve communities. This is very much important step so that even people can be educated about it. So we can see these are the recommended levels. If it is a daytime and nighttime, and how much strongly is it recommended or not. We can see road traffic noise in a daytime should be less than 53 decibels, and if it is nighttime it should be less than 45 decibels. In the same manner, if it is wind turbine, if it is less than 45 decibels should be there. So these are about the recommended levels of or noise. So next topic is community noise. Community noise is also called as residential noise or also domestic noise or environmental noise. Noise emitted from all sources except the industrial workplace is called as a community noise. Sources, as we have discussed already, road, rail, air traffic, industries, construction and public work, neighborhood, sometimes even indoor noise, ventilation systems like refrigerators, and office machines, home appliances, and sometimes neighbors. Noise pollution is severe in the cities of developing countries. Noise has a direct as well as cumulative adverse health effects, and it affects the future generations, and noise has a socio-cultural, aesthetic and economic effects. Interference with speech perception. Most usually elderly and are most sensitive for this. High noise levels, long reverberation times has more adverse effects in the children who haven't even developed the language acquisition skills, so they are unable to comprehend the language. Inability to understand speech results in large number of personal handicaps, and if there is a personal handicaps like for example hearing loss, even this threshold should be minimum. And next thing is sleep disturbances. This is the primary effect of noise. And there are secondary effects. For example, the day after insomnia, we can have decreased productivity, less work, less interest, and apart from this, hypertension can happen if we are having a long exposure, and depressed mood, decreased performance are very common because of sleep disturbance. And noise also has an effect on physiological functions. It may even lead to hypertension, ischemic heart diseases. So if a person is exposed for a long period of time, for example 5 to 30 years, they may develop the hypertension. Effects on performance. It affects the cognitive tasks in children, so reading, attention, problem solving capacities are decreased as compared if we are doing some randomized control studies. This also has proven in many of the studies. So noise should be reduced in the school so that children can concentrate on their education. And even in workplace, noise can increase the errors and even it may lead to accidents. So they should be encouraged to use headphones, etc. Social and behavioral effects. Annoyance is very common, and even people who want to help someone, they may even don't try to help. And there is a chance of increased aggressive behavior if there is a noise levels greater than 110 decibels. And increase the susceptibility of school children to the feelings of helplessness. And specific health effects we can see: hearing impairment, sleep disturbance, reading problems, annoyance, and social. Indwelling in bedroom, 30 decibels is allowed, and if it is outdoor, it should not exceed the 55 decibels. Better it is 50 decibels in balconies, etc. And if it is schools, it should not exceed 35 decibels, and reverberation time should be about 0.6 seconds, and if it is an assembly hall, it should be less than 1 second. For outdoors, it should not exceed 55. Even in the hospital, patients are coming with different problems, and patients are experiencing different noises in the hospital, like ventilators, and even the infusion pumps and alarms. So this is causing fatigue in the patient. So we should decrease the noise level, and even it may lead to ICU delirium in a patient. So prevent this, we have to decrease the noise levels to less than 35 decibels so that patients can have adequate sleep. And as all of us know already, decreased sleep have a lot of health effects on the patient. And what about ceremonies, festivals or entertainment venues? So this we cannot stop because it is having a cultural aspect, but recommended levels are 100 decibels. This is a very very big amount of sound which we are going to exposure in concerts, discotheques or any parties, etc. But it should not be above this level. We should not get exposed more than 4 times in a year. If we are exposed, then we are at chance of getting hearing impairment issues, and better to keep children away from this type of events so that they can improve their hearing capacities, and also it affects the cognitive advantage. And usually nowadays we have so many companies giving the headphones, and all of us love music and we keep 24 hours music. So but how much is it safe? If it is not exceeding greater than 70 decibels, we can consider it as a safe, but it should not exceed 85 decibels. And if you are exposed to greater than 110 decibels every time, then automatically it is causing hearing impairment. So LA max is less than 110 decibels, which will help us to avoid the acute hearing. Noise management strategies. Monitoring the human exposures to noise means how much time are we going to expose to the noise. For example, we have seen now, is the person exposed to 110 decibels for 4 times in a year or more, so that we can identify whether he is at risk of having hearing impairment or not. And also we can do some mitigation, like it's not just emissions, we should control the emission. Emission means where we are receiving the sound. If we are having insulation techniques, sound insulation, so that we can avoid the majority of noise. Even if we close the windows, automatically some of the noise can be reduced. So in the schools, playgrounds, homes, there are some recommended values of decibels to be allowed or not. Noise policies should be given a strict compliance, and we have to adopt the guidelines for noise. And how government can play a major role. Government has a role to protect the public, and it has a right to give equal health for everyone. So even the vulnerable population should be protected, whether irrespective of rich or poor, whether if a person is living in nearby the road or nearby industries, if a person is not working in industries also. So there should be some protection for the person who is getting continuous exposure to the noise. And government should have some action plans, short-term, medium-term and long-term plans. And it should adapt the guidelines issued by the WHO, and also there should be strict legislations, and even the management strategies can be applied. They can do some analysis like cost effectiveness and cost benefit analysis. So careful planning of cities is the last step. City can be divided into different zones. If a apartment is nearby the road, it should cost less because the person are continuously getting exposed to the noise. And if a building is present away from the main road, the building can cost more. And next thing is widen roads is very much important, and the trees on the side of the roads. These trees will act as a buffer of the sounds. And we have to improve the insulations of buildings, and there should be protection of exposed persons. They should have some insurance policies, and the legislation should be there, and even we have to educate the public, and even this can be inculcated in the curriculum of schools. Next thing is urban design. So we should think of urban planning, how much density of population should be there, how the morphology of urban cities can be there, how we can use the land. Again, strict policies by the municipalities should be in place, as we can see in the Europe right now. And street distribution, street environment can be given much importance, and green spaces should be increased. And nowadays, because of air pollution, every apartment area should have some greenery in their apartment. Like such laws will decrease the environment pollution as well as sound pollution also. It has a double benefit. And the effective design of urban environments, as we have seen cycling or by walking, when it has a health effect, a health advantage for a person as well as to the government, and it decreases the pollution. So this is the bibliography from which I have taken. K Park textbook, burden of disease from environmental noise, WHO, and Health Europe, and NIH. These are the bibliography from which I have taken information.